Hey ho people, it's Starlos and it's Kirill from UnitLost.com and this is another fantastical weekly gaming news. Good lord.
What a week it's been, son. What an absolutely kingly week.
Well, let's just go over what's happened, son, and then we'll go into detail. Examine it with our magnified microscope of magnificence. I'm like gesturing in front of my face like I've got a microscope and I'm zooming into my desk. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm loving it. So we've got BlizzCon. So that went on over the weekend. I think it was Friday and Saturday last week. But let's just say the weekend to cover ourselves. Then we've got Battlefield 3 launch. And then we've got some other little bits of news. And I think that's all we've got, ain't it, bloke?
But we do have one other thing that completely eclipses
do
the
we?
others.
Do we, sir? Do we?
We do.
Do we?
It's more important than BlizzCon and Battlefield. Let's face it. And that would be the fact that our channel is now partnered.
Good lord. So this would mean, ladies and gentlemen, finally, all our crazy hard work, you can't deny that we haven't put loads of work into it, has finally paid off. So now Unit Lost, well, the YouTube channel, has gone to the next level. It's gone to a level of purity. And from this point, it can only get more pure. And more pure. And more pure.
Even as we speak, the numbers of subscribers are rising.
Well, I don't even know how many we've got now. I can just safely say we're over 1,500 subscribers. And
it's not bad considering last time we were like, oh, I see we've got 1,000. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, what's that in a week? That's crazed. That is totally crazed. I mean, it's great. I mean, we put loads and loads of work into Unit Lost, and obviously we want it to pay off, and it's good when you get recognised for that. And long may it continue, son. Long may it continue. Good Lord,
forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Praise baby Allah and Jesus Christ and all the rest of them. It's absolutely pure. I mean, it's like I can't even explain to you how fantastic it is, son. I just can't. It's like, we started the channel. When did we start the channel? I think it says on the channel we started in January, but that was a lie. That was when I registered the account, but did nothing with it. I think there was maybe a couple of cheeky clips went up. There was some crappy Magica ones, and good Lord, we've come quite a way since then.
Yeah.
There was what was it? I think content really started to come in around about May. That's in my mind when we started to put effort into it. When effectively we became our day job. It was like, well, Unit Lost is what we're going to do, and it's took us a couple of months, and we're now partnered with YouTube, which is funky. And,
absolutely spiffing, good sir.
Good lord, it's pure, son. But it means I've got to change the design of the channel. Oh, God, I want to play Battlefield. Anyway, I've got also, UnitLost.com is we've got more writers for UnitLost.com. More content's coming out through that. It's just getting better and better. The forums are getting... And actually, I can tell you we've got 1,515 subscribers now. We actually got 2 subscribers since we started recording this, which is crazy. It's like, well, okay, indeedy-doody. So, I don't think we can... Well, I mean, obviously, whatever, I don't know, bloke, it's just crazed.
It's one of those things where we've sort of sat there talking about it for ages, and now it's actually happened. It's like, you don't know what to say.
Well, yeah, it's because you've planned for it. Like, well, not planned for it, but you're working towards it, because that's your goal, obviously. Because, you need to get money from somewhere. And it's like, if you enjoy producing the video content to the quality level we do, and then, you finally get that breakthrough, it's great. It's like, bloody hell, look at this. Finally, son, you're in the big league. and I ain't going to be big-headed about it, but we should be there at the level of quality, our channel, and the quantity of content we put out, the quality of the encodes, the fact we've got, back-end websites, forums, and all that stuff. It's a rounded thing you get, so it's only really a matter of time, until we got partnered, and, we are, so fantastic, son, fantastic.
Love it.
So, let's go on to some actual gaming news. So, the first thing we've got is BlizzCon, basically, and there's a lot of stuff went on at BlizzCon. But let me just talk to you a minute, sir, about the opening ceremony, because the way BlizzCon usually goes is they have old Mike on the stage giving his Blizzard are great and we love you crap talk. He's not very good at doing that either, but he's the president, so Mr. CEO man has to come on stage, and he does it every year anyway, so whatever. But he does look a little bit awkward when he does it. Then, son, you get I forget his name. How can I forget his name, son? It's because I'm so hyped about the channel. What's he called? Metzen. He comes on the stage, yeah?
Oh, yes.
And he's like, he tells you everything that's going on. Right, so I'm sitting there thinking, oh, maybe they're going to say anything about Titan, you know, the upcoming MMO. Be nice to see a bit of information about that. But they said nothing. But then, son, then you get him ranting around the stage about how war's coming back to World of Warcraft and all this. And I'm thinking, okay, World of Warcraft, Cataclysm was rancid. Wrath was okay, but you could see it was getting ever so slightly more rancid, as in very easy for people to play. You could see him catering more and more for the super casual players, people who just like to play a couple of hours a week and whatever. Obviously, that's not how we play games. You know, we want to slam games and get some worth out of it, you know, or we completed an achievement, whatever. But you could see they were coming away from that. Well, son, it was terrible. I can't even explain how absolutely shit this was. Right, he's running around the stage with a doom hammer. You know what Frowl's got? I think it's a doom hammer. Going, you know, for the Horde of Lights and all that crap, and all the crowds go, rah, back to it. You know, like they usually do, all the crazy WoW fanatics. And then he goes, oh, we're going to announce our new expansion. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, what's this going to be? Now, I'd seen a couple of bits of news pieces on MMO Champion, which was kind of aiming towards Mists of Pandaria, or Pandaria. Like, you know, they register the domain name and stuff like that, they trademark things, and Blizzard just said, no, it's for a book, which is kind of feasible at the time, because you think, well, the pandas are just a crappy little side hero, basically, in Warcraft 3. They're not part of the main story as such, they're just, like, glued on the side. Oh no, Blow, oh no. He goes, we're announcing Mists of Pandaria, in his typical WoW bad guy voice, because he voices everybody in WoW. But son, I tell you what, the trailer, it looked like it was it was shit. The effects on it looked like because I mean, I obviously do a bit of video encoding myself for the channel, not encoding, but you know, like design, like, you know, making it look swanky and whatever. And it was just like I could not believe that a company, you know, and a product that makes so much money like Warcraft has such a shit teaser trailer. Like, it had this golden text had come up. It looked like it was done in word art. It was shit, and I was like, this cannot be real. But of course, the worst thing about it was, as it was going through the trailer showing you the areas of land, I remember saying to you, like, at the time, I was like, hey bro, have you seen this? Like, it was about 2 minutes in or something. It looks like Burry Tundra from Northrend. Like, you couldn't really tell the difference. It looked the same. And then there was like a generic jungle place which looked like Sholzar Basin. And it's like, excuse me. It was terrible, but I didn't know what was going on. Then all of a sudden you see like these crazy like Chinese architecture, and the frigging panda falls out of the sky.
What the hell? I just want to mention this here, right? I don't know if you probably never saw. I don't know why it would, but I did. Kung Fu Panda, right? That animated stupid kids film.
No, Bloke, I've never seen that. But I've seen the trailers, like the adverts on the telly for it.
Where they got the bit with the panda falling out the skies out of that film. Now, if you're basing your expansion and the trailer on that expansion on a kids' film starring Blackjack as a panda who's fat and hits people with a stomach, that is already a bad start, right? That's not what you want to do in your trailer. Because as soon as I saw it, I thought, that's from a film. And it was from a really, really childish film as well. I'm sure it was. And it actually was as well.
It's just evidence, though, ain't it? It's evidence that they're the type of crowd they want for that game now. And, you know, when he finished doing his little, you know, oh, and that's Mists of Pandaria, and it finished, usually the crowd goes crazy. You know, when you had Wrath of the Lich King, when you had, like, you know, Illidan and bloody Deathwing and the other expansions, it's like they are, you know, bad people who need to be killed. And it's like, good lord. And when when you watch the Deathwing one, you know, where they're putting the armour on him and all that stuff, it's like, what the hell is this? And it's like, as soon as that finished, like, and the Cataclysm one was kind of the same as Mr. Pandaria at the time, like the announcement trailer, not the CGI one, where it had like the cheesy golden text. But even that looked a lot better, like with the world blown apart, you know, and all that stuff. It looked, bloody hell, this looks quite good. The crowd at the end are like, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa. At the end of this Pandaria one, it was like, Hey. And I was like, oh my God. But like you were saying, if that's in a kid's film, it just shows you what they're aiming towards. It's like, nobody... I mean, if you was playing that game now, honestly, if I was playing the game, yeah, and that was the expansion that was announced, I would just fucking leave. I'd be like, this is a joke, yeah? Surely it's a joke. Because they've done it a couple of times as an April Fool's joke, ain't they, with the pandas?
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you put this in the game?
I logged into my Battle.net account for the first time in ages, like the actual account, not just into like StarCraft or whatever, just to make sure I definitely unsubscribed when I saw the video. I was like, I don't even want to be accidentally funding this. This is what the hell is this? It looks to me like they do not care. That's what it looks like. It looks like
I've just loaded up the video on YouTube for the Mists of Pandaria preview trailer off World of Warcraft. It's got 19,269 likes and 17,751 dislikes. It's, you know, and do I dare even read some of these YouTube comments? Because I bet you they're probably massively terrible. Right, okay. Dear Blizzard, I have to ask you a question. I'm sure many have asked you before me, what the hell have you guys been smoking? This game has been going downwards since Wrath of the Lich King, but at least Wrath of the Lich King was still pretty epic with the Lich King shit. Mists of Pandaria, seriously, the biggest problem I have with this is there is absolutely no serious lore about the pandas, just some jokes in Warcraft 3, and I don't want World of Warcraft to turn into World of Pillow Fight with fluffy bunnies and pandas. Well, it's too late, mate, because it already has. Hey, I'm quite liking this. Next up, we've got just a load of hate. But then you typically get loads of hate. What kind of lore is this? Sure, it was mentioned in Warcraft 3, but the lore behind the old gods, there's at least 6 of them. Or Sargrass, I can't say his name, the big, horrible Titan chap. Or the Emerald Dream. More an X-Pack based on Kung Fu than fighting pandas. This greatly saddens me to see where Blizzard is heading. You see, so even in that guy's crappy comment on YouTube, what about the old gods? What about all the rest of it?
Yeah.
Why have they gone down into the stupid pandas? And then before we stop blabbing about this panda thing, because it's a total farce. Like, I mean, I feel for anybody who's playing World of Warcraft, because quite honestly, it's sickening. Unless you're a 12-year-old kid, then you might find it quite good. When you're playing with mommy and daddy or whatever you do. So it's like the bad guys are like, okay, so basically this is the basic gist of it, yeah? Deathwing came, wrecked the planet, right? There were mists around Pandaria, right? That's why it's called Mists of Pandaria. This epic wrecking of the world caused the mist to go, yeah? So all of a sudden you can see their continent now, yeah? They've been there for 10,000 years living like in bliss, right? But then it says there's actually like bad things on the island, like mantids and some other kind of bad kung fu chaps are on there, and it's like, so you're gonna go and kill them? It's not even. What is that? That is not even like that. That ain't even anything. It's like, what? This is gonna be like a bad panda. But what also was crazy was the fact that he was going, what about we're gonna have like war? We're bringing war back, Alliance versus Horde, and then showed nothing. No war content at all. It was like, what the fuck was that?
The thing that really, well, all of it was just terrible in general. But one of the things that got me was like you had Arthas, you had the Lich King. Now he was nasty and solid, and he had hordes of the undead, and he was about to sweep across the world and just butcher everybody because that's what he does. You had Deathwing, who came out of the ground and ruined everyone's shit really badly, and then you've got pandas on an island that no one knew about or cares about, fighting insects that no one knows about or cares about, and suddenly we're supposed to, suddenly everyone's supposed to go, oh yeah, well I can understand that. I mean, Northrend, admittedly, yeah, Northrend wasn't really there until Wrath. It was just, you knew about it, but you never got to see it. But at least there was someone there who mattered, It was like, it wasn't just, here's a random place in the sea, go and rescue them. Because that's just shit. And also, the other thing, the pandas, the cuddly morons, now, they're both going to be in the Horde and the Alliance. What? They've introduced one race and then gone, yeah, but everyone can have him. Why? Why would this island that has been separated from the Horde and the Alliance for years, why would half the population suddenly go, you know what, I'm with them, and the other half go, no, I think you'll find I'm with that guy over there. Why would they suddenly split their allegiance between two massively different factions, having only just met them? Really?
It's cheap because it means you only have to design one race, yeah. Now, it's quite obvious since, anybody playing World of Warcraft. I mean, it's been, quite some time since I played World of Warcraft now, and Kirioth, really. But it was quite apparent at that time that less work was going into it. The new stuff was kind of rehashed old stuff. It wasn't really new. And then you've got, okay, we'll design a race, but we'll just give you one race for the first time in, Warcraft's history. Which is okay, it's cheap from a production point of view, but it's whatever. We're giving too much time to this crap game. We don't even play it, but it's we don't really like World of Warcraft. That's why we left when we stopped playing the game, and now it's just a complete joke. So
there is something though that made both of us laugh. Actually, you drew it to my attention earlier, where you saw something about an apology from Mike Morhaime, and the very first thought was, is he apologising for the expansion?
Yeah, I'm sorry. But no, it wasn't. It was some kind of crap. We don't even know what was going on about, but it wasn't what we thought.
Someone got offended because someone said something or something. I don't know. Either way, it's just he apologised for the wrong thing, if you ask me.
Let's go on to the Diablo or the Diablo 3 stuff. So we've got what they do is now this is fucking cheap. I'm just going to say this is totally cheap, yeah, but also quite good if you do actually play World of Warcraft. If you buy a 12-month subscription to World of Warcraft, which hilariously you can pay monthly for, so if you're going to play the game for 12 months because you're so much of an addict, you don't care if they bring out bloody Mists of the Twat or whatever they bring out, you're still going to play, then you get Diablo 3 for free, which is hey, that's quite a good idea. But also it's dirtbag marketing, because if you don't, let's say you're Mr. Kirioth, right, and you're sitting there thinking, and they release an expansion which is War versus the Alliance and the Horde. I mean, this would tickle my fancy as well. You think, hey, this might be quite good. Oh, look, I also get Diablo 3. I think I'll pay the probably 120 quid or whatever it'd be for a year subscription to WoW, because I'm going to get a free game here. Unfortunately, the expansion's totally shit, so that's not going to happen. But it will happen in some cases, and it's that's... On one hand, it's okay. On the other hand, it's dodgy. I mean, I don't know what you think about it, but that's basically what I think.
I agree. If it depend on the expansion. If it was something where it was just, hey, look at this, the Horde and the Alliance are going to go absolutely spare and beat the shit out of each other, then I'd probably sign back up just to see what it was like. And if it looked all right, I'd be quite happy to do a 12-month sub and get Diablo 3 for free. Because even if you only play it then for 9 months, you've still only used the same amount of money as if you'd paid for 9 and bought Diablo, so you don't really lose anything. But
on the other hand, you could also see it as an attempt to try and they know Star Wars: The Old Republic's coming out, and they know Guild Wars 2's coming, and they're both going to take chunks out of Warcraft's more dedicated player base. I'd imagine maybe Guild Wars 2 more so than Star Wars, although Star Wars will probably take more overall to begin with, then probably drop off quite fast. I don't know. So maybe you could think, well, okay, they're trying to, hoard the subscribers. But on the other hand, I do believe that ArenaNet and EA and BioWare were probably pissing themselves laughing when they seen the Pandaria thing come down. They probably thought, excuse me, oh, Jesus Christ. They probably thought, actually, all the millions we were going to spend on advertising, just forget it, we're going to have a big office now. Or we're going to have a pool. Screw that.
They could just take the Mists of Pandaria trailer that Blizzard released, and then at the end, just tack on a bit that says Guild Wars 2 is nothing like this, and just put that out. That would cost them a couple of quid, and it would get them hundreds of thousands of buyers for the game, wouldn't it?
Crazed. There was loads of other news actually, for Diablo and things like that, but it's all finicky little bits, and it's people going on about the auction house. A couple of questions were asked about, what would Blizzard do if somebody tried to corner the market, because I remember you used to be able to do it on Warcraft. You could go in and say, I'm going to just buy this whole market and then double the price of everything, come back the next day and you've doubled your money. It was easy. And they were saying, what happens if people do that? But it essentially what they said is, because it's so random, it would be kind of hard to stockpile a load of units, a load of I don't know, a certain type of sword or whatever. But they said on the other hand, what happens if somebody just goes around buying everything for $3 and puts it all back up for $6? they didn't really have an answer for that, and it was like they just kept saying we don't want to really interfere with it, and it was like, I don't know, it just sounded a bit stupid. It sounded like they didn't know what the hell they were doing. It sounded like they were a bunch of idiots. So it's like, well, whatever. But the most exciting news for us is obviously the StarCraft stuff, and this was by far the best stuff there anyway. I mean, let's use some Apple terminology, an order of magnitude better than all the other stupid announcements, because Diablo 3 didn't really tell you anything, and Warcraft was rancid. So what we've got is we've got new units, and we'll start, son, because this is all for Heart of the Swarm, with the Terran units. Now, the first thing you get is the Warhound, right, which apparently is a versatile factory unit that's great against mechanical ground targets, and it's got an AoE air attack. Now, I know we've seen the video. I'll put a link in the description to the video which shows off all the new units. Like, now the Warhound, I think so. It's just a Goliath, ain't it? Just slightly.
It looks different. Like a slightly bigger Goliath, like a cross between Goliath and a Thor, but it is replacing the Thor. So I don't know. It's on the one hand, I was like, oh, that looks quite good. I like that, but then I thought, hang on, I like it because it's the Thor. It's not. It's
just a Thor, ain't it? It's just a small Thor. That's all it is. I think what they're doing is they're trying to stop the final of the BlizzCon Invitational. It was I think it was MVP versus Nesty, and it was T versus Z. T v Z. Like the Terran player MVP. I think I'm getting this right. Anyway, correct me if I'm not. Yeah, Nesty's Zerg. He was getting battered by Mutalisks. Now, that happens all the time. Like, it happens to me even when I'd go on the ladder. I'd get smashed by Mutalisks. You just can't beat. You can't protect all your expansions because you have to use Marines to stop the Mutalisks, and it's like, it's too hard. If you get a couple of Thors out, they magic box you die, and it's like, oh, expensive, blah, 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 and all this. It looks to me like that Warhound is like your defense against a Mutalisk. You get a couple of Warhounds out, they're going to be a lot cheaper than Thors. Two of them standing at your expansion, they're effectively firing the Thor missile off into the sky. They're going to stop the Mutalisk harass, which is good, which is what it needs, really, because it's like, it would bring the best of men to the knees, son. Although MVP did win the BlizzCon, which was a bit fucking mental, but it's probably because he's a hero. But it was like, it would really crush you. So it does seem, to me, it seems like a good change.
Yeah.
And the Thor thing, while we're on it, is like, it is replacing the Thor, but apparently, now I haven't seen any further news on this, but they were saying that the Thor is just going to be one massive unit, and you can only build one, like a massive artillery thing.
Like the Odin out of the single player.
Yeah, probably. You know what? I'd be surprised if it doesn't use that model.
Yeah. But actually, one thing else about the Warhound that's quite good is it's not just anti-air. The weapons it's got for ground attacks have got a bonus against mechanical units, so it's almost like you can almost use it as a breaker from a marine tank, because you can actually get the Warhounds in and they destroy siege tanks pretty quickly from the videos that I've seen of it.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, so I mean, it'll be interesting to see how people start using them. The next thing that the Terrans have got is the Battle Hellion, which is just basically, there's a problem with Hellions because they're only really used at the start of the game because they've got no health or they don't really do much damage. And they're good for harassing mineral lines, but obviously if a bunch of roaches come up to your Hellion, it doesn't matter if you've got 500 Hellions, they're going to die. Well, practically anything apart from Zerglings, drones, probes, SCVs or Marines go up to a Hellion, it will kill him. Oh well, I suppose they kill Zealots as well, but if Zealots had charge, Zealots would massacre him. So it's like, the Hellion, early game then nothing. So what they've tried to do is turn the Hellion into something which will last. Now the name's totally shit, Battle Hellion, I mean, what the hell? It's like, it's just a Hellion that transforms into a walker, and it's got slightly more damage and more health.
I have to say though that the animation for them transforming into a walker is quite slick. It's quite smooth. It looks quite good. But at the same time, I thought to myself, they could have just had them still on 4 wheels, but with extra armor plating. But they just wanted an excuse to have another unit that turns into something.
I know, it's crazy, but there you go. And also, why does a Warhound look like a massive SCV?
Oh, no,
it's got the front of an SCV slapped into it.
Maybe the SCVs have got tired of getting butchered. They've gone out to take matters into their own hands.
They've beefed up. They've been on the old steroids. I tell you what, lads. Take 10 mil of this, you'll be a king. Whoa! All right, so the last thing that the Terrans have got is the Shredder. Now, this thing, I'll give you the description of it. It's a mobile unit that can deploy and create a whirlwind of death around it. Safety protocols auto-disable the attack if friendly units enter the danger zone. Now, I think the whirlwind, it looks like radiation that comes out of it, right? But it seems to kill absolutely everything. Absolutely fast and stupidly quick. As in stupidly over the top. Like, you put one of these at the front of your base, you ain't even got a wall in. You just leave it there. Nothing's coming in. It's just going to die. Unless it's, you know, a load of units or whatever. But Zerglings, you're not... I mean, let's take, I don't know, any map you want. You're tearing against Zerg. I don't know how fast you can get the Shredder out. It's probably first tier factory unit, is it? I don't know. I haven't got specific details on it. But if it was, and you built that and stuck it at your entrance, well, you ain't going to get no Zergling rush into your base.
It does
or a later rush or anything like that.
Yeah, it seems a bit mad because the video they showed was just 2 shredders at the ramp on was it Metalopolis it was on, and the speedlings ran up.
No, it was only one. It was only one on that one, wasn't it? And I think it was 3 on the one with the roaches.
Oh no, I thought it was 2. But either way, the speedlings
whatever.
Died,
it was
and they died
sickening.
Really bloody quickly. It was like they ran up the ramp, got within range, got just past the shredder, and then they were dead. And it was like, excuse me, that's a bit mad.
Thanks for coming. Goodbye. It was terrible. Well, and the people were saying, what about a shredder drop? Imagine that into a mineral line. The medevac comes, just drops a shredder. Oh, all your SCVs are dead. Goodbye. So it's like, maybe you can't put it into the medevac. I don't know, but maybe it was like, excuse me, this seems absolutely ridiculous. So that'll probably get nerfed. So the next thing we've got is Zerg. Let's talk about the Zerg units. Now they've got the Viper, which is a fly-in support unit, right? I think it grants detection. Now I think the Overseer is gone. I heard some rumblings. I mean, you'd have to confirm that, but I think the Overseer is gone from StarCraft 2, replaced by this Viper and some other stuff. I don't know. So it could probably give detection to something else. I'm not too sure, but the Viper can like create a cloud of like filth, which just kills infantry like sickeningly fast, and it was like, what?
I think doesn't it? It reduces the range of the units it's over, because when they
doesn't it kill them as well?
I genuinely don't know. I thought it was just range reducing. If it kills them as well, good lord! Well, it did enough damage in the video because it put.
I'm sure in the video they were dying. It was like, oh.
They put the cloud over the Marines, and then Banelings rolled in, and the Marines couldn't fire at them because it reduced their range.
Well, even if it doesn't damage in that, it's still sickening. Yeah.
It's just like... Can you imagine? I haven't heard anything about infestors being removed, so I'm guessing they're still...
No, they're not.
If they've got fungal growth, you could root a load of units in place, reduce the range so they can't attack, and just roll waves of Banelings into them. I mean, how gutting would that be? As like a marine tank or something.
Well, we'll get on to that marine tank thing. And also the other thing a Viper can do is it can pull units towards it. So in the video they showed him like pulling a Colossus off a cliff. Like, get over here. What's he called? Is it Scorpion? Is it from Mortal Kombat? Get over here. Yeah. Get over here, crazed. But the other thing they've got is called the Swarm Host. Now, they said that there's a... I think it was during the balance panel, they were saying that the problem is Terran is the only army really that it's got like a stationary defense unit like the siege tank, because what was happening was they were getting a lot of big armies just dancing around the map. So you'd have like, you know, like the big Protoss death ball running around, like the big Zerg ball of roaches or whatever, like running around, like constantly trying to vie for the best position to attack. And they said that doesn't make for a very interesting game, because especially for viewers, like, whereas a Terran army, if it's got siege tanks in it, it can maybe leave 3 or 4 siege tanks there, 2 there, move its Marines and, you know, its units over here. So it's got quite a lot of map control. And it also means that it can force the Protoss army that's running around into a corner and then kill it, which is like, you know, that's exciting to see, entertaining. So what they wanted to do was kind of do that for every race. And what they've done is, this Swarm Host thing is like, it's basically a Broodlord that burrows underground and just spews out, like, they look like little miniature hydralisks, but if you just
locusts, aren't they?
They kind of look like hydralisks. They're a bit dead small. They're just like broodlings, basically. They just spill out like, and it's like it endlessly spawns them. But off the video, it didn't look that devastating. Like, it wasn't spawning, like every couple of every like 2 seconds, like a load was spilling out. It seemed quite delayed, and they did have quite a lot together in the video. I think they had about 6, didn't they? That they burrowed outside of a siege line.
Yeah.
But it's
So
like
it doesn't look like it's going to be quite as. Yeah, I mean, when a
But then again,
broodlord turns up, you immediately think, "Oh shit," because it's just the number of broodlings it spews out is horrendous. Whereas these look a lot more like basically siege tanks, but with munitions that you can fire on, because it's quite a slow release of the little
yeah, it
locust
is.
thingies. It's every 10 seconds or so, I think they said. So it's
Well,
like,
it strikes me like in the video they had the bunkers and they had like a couple of siege tanks and all the little locust things were going towards the target. There was enough firepower there to kill the locust before they got to the target. But you could see for the video they'd set it up as such so they could get in, and a lot of the damage was coming off the siege tanks. If the truth be told, like the siege tanks were shelling their own things, you know what I mean, and blowing everything else up. So I don't know, but on the other hand, I suppose if you got a ton of them there, and then you park your army on top of them, well, what? You can't really get to them. They're just going to endlessly keep spawning stuff, so they could push you back. But I don't know. It does seem a little bit weak. The other thing they've got though, the Zerg bloke, is this is totally retarded. I think the Ultralisk can charge underground and then pop up at its target.
yeah, I noticed that. That was not what that was not what I wanted to see. I was like, oh, so what's these ultra? Oh God, why have they given them that? They just disappear underground, and then suddenly they're next to your lads, just binning them, and it's like they didn't need that. They were solid to begin with. When they're fully armored, they rip through everything. Now,
Yeah, well, they said right. It's to do with they're so big. Yeah, they get choked up. So we wanted a way of getting them into the fight. Well, but their idea for Thors was they're so big they get choked up. We'll just let you have one, but a super massive one. It's like what? Okay. Anyway, son. Anyway, we go to the Protoss now. In my mind, these are the funkiest units. And I was on the unit loss 4, and I was like, oh, I might start playing Protoss because these look quite crazy. Because son, the first one you get, it's the Replicant. Now, apparently, microscopic robots, so nanobots from Star Trek, confuse themselves to copy a targeted non-massive unit. The Replicant also enables any specific upgrades on the targeted unit, so that's things like cloak or whatever. And I was like, excuse me. And then on the video, it showed you siege tanks getting replicated, and then the Replicants blowing the siege tanks away. I was like, what the hell is this? The hell is this, sir?
I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to use those. It was just like, I mean, the name, even the name Replicant sounds quite solid. But I was like, so do they just what do? They copy stuff and they can't attack? Oh no! If you see a siege tank and you've got 5 replicants, you've got 5 siege tanks.
I know. I thought at first I was like, oh, Replicant, right? And I thought, okay, that's just going to be like the thing the Overseer dropped, whatever the hell that was, the Zerg thing, which could like just turn into an infantry unit. It's spy in your base. I can't even remember what it's called. It was that rancid. I thought it's just that, ain't it? But no, sir, it's not. I mean, I don't know. So it says it gets the abilities. Would you be able to replicate a ghost and fire a nuclear missile if they've got one in the silo? Surely not, or maybe the ghost's got the access codes for the silo. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a bit rancid.
That seems kind of unlikely, but it'd be amazing if it happened. I mean, if they've just made a ghost and they've just made a nuke silo, and suddenly you've cloned their ghost, but you've got a nuke before they have. That'd be
think of it this way, right? If you just built replicants, you'd have a counter to whatever army was coming at you because you'd have their army. You'd be like, okay, I'm going to build a couple of replicants, yeah, maybe 6 or something, because I know they're going to come at me with, I don't know, 6 mechanical units, like 6 warhounds are going to turn up, right? And I'm going to build a load of zealots because I know they're going to murder the marines, right? Now I've got charge on my zealots, so I'm just waiting, yeah, right? Oh, here we go. Here come the warhounds. Oh, look, I've got 6 warhounds as well. Well, would you believe it? Oh, look, my zealots are slashing all their marines to bits. Oh, this is pure. It just seems like there's so many opportunities for that. It's just crazy.
Even when you're doing PvP, that would be. I mean, say something had happened. There'd been like a slip up, and you were behind slightly. You didn't have as many colossus, but you had managed to sneak out a few replicants. Now, you go into battle, you've both got the big ball of death, but suddenly you've got their 4 Colossus on your side as well as the ones you had before.
Well, actually,
Oh, dear.
that is rancid. That is because if a Protoss army is
mind you,
coming
they're
towards
massive,
you,
aren't they?
oh yeah, you can't do
Yeah,
massive
yeah.
units. But if a Protoss army was coming towards you, and for whatever reason you suddenly needed, I don't know, immortals, and they had a couple of immortals in their army, you could instantly get the immortals. You needed, I don't know, phoenixes, you could get them because they're not massive units. It'd be like, what the hell? Just seems totally mad. Anyway, the next unit they've got, this is even more crazy. It's called the Oracle, and it's not from the Matrix, right? So it's a flying support unit that can scout and disrupt the enemy economy, right? But we'll get this, it can also reveal what structures are making, and also temporarily disrupt building production and resource harvesting. Excuse me. It's got no attack, but the very fact it can show you what they're building is like, what?
And
That's massively critical in the whole game.
Yeah.
What?
And the resource disruption as well. I mean, can you imagine it? You sat there, 2 oracles come into your base, and in one fell swoop, your mech build is now worthless because they know exactly what you're doing. And also, half the mineral patches in your base are no longer accessible because they've had a shield put over them that you can't do anything about unless you attack it.
Oh, and your SCVs are like,
what?
Boss?
Yeah. And the thing is, I think the SCVs, by the look of it, when it stuck the shields over the minerals, they just sat there and looked at it like they don't auto-attack it or anything. It's just like, well, can't get to that.
Well, I mean, was it confirmed that you can attack it? Because I wasn't even sure. I thought maybe it was a timer or something. I don't know, but it just seemed ridiculous.
It looks like the shields can be destroyed, or you can blow up the oracle that's put the shield down.
But I bet the oracle's fast. If it's not a fast-moving unit, it'll be kind of a bit dodgy if it's really slow, like just floating around all dumb.
Hovering about the place. Please don't.
Please. But that just seems crazy. I mean, I'd imagine most Protoss builds would have an oracle in it from now on, just simply because it can show you what the enemy's building.
Imagine
and the last thing they get...
Although, there's one thing that I'm quite looking forward to this in 2v2, actually, with the oracle. I can't remember the map, but it's one with the 2 gold expansions in the middle, in almost like a little valley.
Oh yeah, the
lava house slightly above them. Yeah. I would absolutely love being on a 2v2 if, say for instance, if we'd both gone Protoss and they take the middle and they take the gold. Well, excuse me, but I'll just send my oracles over, and the base you've just built is getting no income because I'm constantly shielding the gold minerals and attacking your main base at the same time. You could perform horrendous maneuvers with that. You could cut off their economy for minutes at a time. You could, oh god, the possibilities are endless.
We need to see them in action to see how good they are, but like on paper, that just seems stupid. The Oracle does. It's like, what the hell? You can see that they've put a lot of effort into the Protoss ones compared to the other races. The last thing they get anyway, bloke, is the Tempest, which is a powerful capital ship that dominates the skies with massive area of effect attacks against light enemy flyers and a strong beam against ground targets. Now, it basically just conjures a massive ball of like energy and fires it out, and it showed you it attacking some mutalisks, and it just absolutely ripped them apart. And I was like, oh, but it does replace, I think, the mothership, or the mothership's not in the game no more.
It's I think they've counted the Oracle as a replacement for the mothership, and the Tempest is the replacement for the carrier.
Yeah.
Which I have to admit, I like the Tempest. At first I didn't like the way it looked, but it's grown on me. I quite like it now. But I don't like seeing the carrier go. Although, to be honest, it wasn't very good. It
was it really? The carrier was too expensive, wasn't it? The carrier.
It was. I think wasn't it the most expensive unit when it
was
fully
got
kitted
the
out
fires.
Yeah. And really, the only use I ever found for it was playing free for alls, which, let's face it, is not really what StarCraft 2 is about when you play multiplayer.
It was quite dominating in that, but obviously that was with about 10 of them.
Yeah, but I can see why they've done it, but at the same time, the carrier's like a staple of the StarCraft games, so it's a shame to see it go. But the way the Tempest ripped through mutalisks was obscene. It just butchered them.
I wonder how fast you can actually build that though, because I mean, with it being a capital ship, it's probably the end unit you can get, and it's like, well, mutalisks were bad enough as it was. I mean, I suppose you could argue Protoss had it harder. I mean, if you got Blink Stalkers, they were kind of okay at dealing with mutalisks, but still, they couldn't be everywhere at once. And it's not like you could leave a couple of Stalkers to fight mutalisks; they'd just get killed. You know, so to me, it's like, well, okay, the Tempest will kill the mutalisks, but how fast can you get the Tempest out? I don't know, if it's like the first tier Stargate thing, then maybe. But I don't really think it'll be that, because that would be a bit retarded. Because I mean, the simple thing, it's a capital ship. It's got to be solid. Take a beating.
Yeah.
And cost a load of money. So I don't know. It seems mad. But there you go. They were the new units that were announced for StarCraft, and I think season 4 is now running. In the solo ladder, if that tickles your fancy. I know I'm going to start playing it again, but unfortunately, son, which leads us to our next point. Son, get stuffed. Which leads us to our next point. Battlefield 3. Now, I have played Battlefield 3 since the 24th because, according to EA Origin, but this is just between me and you. I'm from South Korea. So I've played it for 7 hours and 41 minutes, even though it's just come out today in the UK. There are like dodgy ways you can use a VPN. Well, it's not dodgy, but you can use a VPN to unlock your client to get on early. But obviously that's pointless now because everybody's got the game. But I was gagging for it. It's the same thing you can do with Steam. Because what is... Well, let's just go into this. What is the fucking point of all these delayed launches when the game could go live worldwide?
I don't understand why.
I think even Rock Paper Shotgun has a thing, doesn't it? No Oceans, the hashtag. It's just shit. It's like, what is the point of it? I want to play the game now. It's out in Asia. Why isn't it out in America? Or why isn't it out in the UK? I think it came out on the 25th in America. 24th in Asia, 25th in America, 28th in the UK. And the rest of Europe and whatever. What the hell? What the hell? It's bullshit. Anyway, you use the VPN, you can unlock it. Google it, you can find the information. Any other new releases that come out, you want to do that, then crazy, good for it. But let's talk about Battlefield. I mean, first of all, I've only played a little bit of the single player, but I'll put some stuff up probably over the weekend of the single player up on the YouTube channel. But it seems like your standard brain dead action game. You're on rails, you're running up and down. Well, there's not really much more to say about it. There's a lot of scripted stuff that goes on. It's basically Modern Warfare, but it's something you could play. It's like you could just lose yourself in it for a couple of hours and go for it. It's not really, it's not going to, and you're not going to come out of it and think, well, shit me, that was the best single player experience I've ever had. You're going to think to yourself, well, that was okay, but I bought Battlefield for multiplayer, so I don't really care. That's what you're going to think to yourself. Because I tell you what, I see some reviews and it's like, oh, people moaning, I'm not buying a game. I'm not paying full price for a game which has got a crap single player. It's like, mate, Battlefield 3 is multiplayer. That is the whole point of it, really. The single player is just a thing they've glued on the side to try and take on Modern Warfare, which has a shit single player anyway.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Battlefield Bad Company 2, though. I remember it was Yahtzee, actually. He did a review of the single player, and he said, oh, it's crap, it's rubbish, it's no good, it's just crap. And I was thinking, yeah, but the thing is, son, on the box, it says the best online gaming experience. Now, does that, to you, point to them putting a load of effort into the single player? It's a single player bit tacked onto a multiplayer game. That's the point of it. It's not, they've never said, oh yeah, well, I think you'll find with this Battlefield, it's got the best single player in the world. No, they'll say it's got the best multiplayer. They'll say it's got a single player, but I've not ever heard them say, oh yeah, it's really good. They've just said it's there. They know what the priority is.
It's just stupid, but it's like you see people picking up on it. And it's like, well, whatever, I don't care. I let it wash past me. But let's talk about the multiplayer. I mean, obviously, I've got 7 hours and 41 minutes exactly experience of the multiplayer. I'm a rank 13 sergeant. I've got a 376 score per minute. I've got 13.8% accuracy. I've got a 1.15 win-loss ratio. I've got 460 kills. I've got 329 deaths. I've got a 1.398 kill-death ratio. I've got 131 kill assists. I've already told you that. I've got 23 vehicles destroyed. I've got 10 vehicle destroyed assists. I've got average weapon accuracy of 13%. I've got the longest headshot of 77 meters. I've got a kill streak bonus of 10. I've got a skill of 85. I've got a squad score bonus of 3,380. I've done 0 repairs. I've done 3 revives. I've done 824 heal, and I've done 2 resupplies. So that and I've also got all these medals. I've got 128 kills with the AKS-74U. I've got 101 kills with the M4A1. I've got 69 kills with the M16A3. I've got 68 kills with the AK-74M. I've got 20 22 kills with a SMA more, the small rocket launcher. My latest awards, I've got an assault rifle ribbon, I've got the light machine gun ribbon, I've got the carbon ribbon, I've got the carbine ribbon even, I've got the disabled vehicle ribbon, I've got the MVP ribbon, which is the new ace pin. Need I go on? My multiplayer score, I've got an assault score of 22,573. I've got an engineer score of 77,701. I've got a support score of 868. I've got a recon score of 0, because snipers are for wankers. I've got vehicles score of 2,395. I've got a combat score total of 103,537. I've got award, whatever this is, award of plus 61,000, which I think is like when you get the badges and whatever. And unlocks total of 8,800, which gives me a total score rating of 173,337. So that is only half the stats. That is just off my main page. It's like, what the fuck? You get loads of stats. And I think, I'm just going to say it, I think this battle log is like, it's got to be one of the best things that's hit multiplayer gaming on the PC. I mean, the fact that I can just send you a link in your web browser and say, I'm on this server, and you can just click it, and you join me. It's like, good Lord. But, hilariously, and I've done this quite a few times. I've gone, okay, so I've done some work on the channel. I've sent some emails off. You know, I've been on the forums or whatever. I'm going to go have a game of Battlefield 3 now. So I quit all my browsers. I've just quit Battlelog. Oh no. So then I double click Battlefield 3 to play it, and it obviously loads up bloody, my web browser again. I'm like, oh god. So that's kind of annoying, but you get used to it. But, I mean, for example, now I can click on my friends list and I can, well, nobody's playing, that's a shame. But I could click on, let's say, Toy Town, and it would tell me what server he's on, and I could just click join, and I'm in his server then. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And there's so many stats. It's like, it's just off the scale. It's like, this is totally ridiculous, like, for stats, and especially somebody like me, you can get obsessed with stats. It's like, oh, okay, let's have a look at Toy Town, right? So I click on Toy Town stats. Oh, here we go. Here's a handy comparison between me and Toy Town. So his assault score is 121,000. Mine's only 22,000, but his engineer score's nothing. Mine's 77,000. It's like, it seems that Toy Town likes the M416 as his main gun. He's got 348 kills with it. It's like, what the hell? He's got a better longest headshot than me. You could just get crazy. It's like, but then, son, you get the platoon, which is like, it's like a clan, but like anybody can have one. Well, like, I guess it is just like an official clan thing, where you can get a group of people playing together, like. So obviously we got the Unit Lost one, so you need to join that. Yeah, definitely. Everybody listening does. But then you can click on the stats for the platoon, and it's like, well, let's have a look who the kings are in the platoon. So the average score per minute of the platoon is 368. The average rank is 9, and the average kill-death ratio is 1.21. Our top assault player is Fubar, 1945. Top engineer is me. Top IVF driver is Metavore. Top support is Metavore. Top tank driver is Metavore. Top jet pilot is Fubar. Top recon is Pickle Snipe. And it's like, what the hell? And then it shows you all the bloody average scores for the platoon. It's like,
stats overload, effectively.
Yeah, but it is quite good. It's like, bleh. The only thing which is a little bit shit is all this like Facebooky, they've blatantly ripped off Facebook, where you can like stuff, but instead of a like, it's a hoo-ha. You can become a fan of a page. It's like, well, if you're part of the Unit Lost platoon, why would you be a fan of it as well? It's like, what the hell? But you can see it's catering to people who are addicted to Facebook, so it's like, whatever. Copy a format that works, I guess. Yeah. But let's talk a bit about the game, the multiplayer, the experience is like what I expected. The graphics on the whole do look very good. There are some instances where they're a bit crap, like you might have the odd crappy texture and whatnot, or you can like see that this particle effect is clearly designed to cover that texture and stuff like that. But the things that matter look really good. The way the game feels, like the hitboxes and all that type of stuff does feel solid, like it's working correctly. I mean, I haven't really had any instances where I've been shooting at somebody, hang on a minute, I've died. Like, sometimes I used to die on Bad Company 2, and it'd feel to me like I was behind the wall, or like a wall that's impassable by bullets, like a solid brick wall or something. It's like, and then all of a sudden I'd die, and it's like, hang on a minute, like, and it would kill me as if I've been killed, almost like lag, but it wasn't lag, because my ping at the time, we always used to play on the same server, it was, solid. So it's like, I haven't had any of that, which is good. there's a couple of stupid things that go on with it. Like, the chat box is, like, massive. It's like, why is the chat box so big? Just need a drink of water, good lord.
The thing is, I never did the not at all dodgy, but actually no, it's very sensible VPN thing to activate Battlefield 3. So I haven't been able to do anything with it until today, and I have yet to download it even. So apart from the beta, I'm just listening and praying that I get to play it within the next 2 or 3 hours.
well, here you go. So the chat box is massive, and I don't understand why it's so big. It's like, what the hell is, like, it's really big. It's in a stupid place as well. In the same place it was in the beta, like the top right, and I thought they'd change that. I mean, you could just maybe stick it above the mini-map and make it smaller or something, or let you change your UI, like drag it off, because sometimes, I mean, what's the point of it anyway? You don't really need it, you know, like, unless you want to see people talking shit or whatever. The mini-map, now this pisses me off the most. The mini-map is, like, massively zoomed in when you start the game, so if you press N, right, not M, N for
Nigel.
You press that and it will zoom in the map, yeah. Then you press it again and it, like, zooms it in, and I think you press it 3 times, maybe 2 or 3 times, and it puts the map so it doesn't rotate, fully zoomed in. You can see the whole map, see all the points, yeah. Then you press M and it obviously makes it bigger so you can see it. That's great, yeah. But for whatever reason, when you die, it reverts it back to the zoomed in mode, and it's dead irritating. It's like, go away, I don't want to be zoomed in. Because honestly, I don't really see the point of the map when it's so massively zoomed in, you can only really see the bits around you. The reason I use the map is I'll open it every now and again to check if there's any hotspots going on so I can join in the fight, you know, if anybody's been spotted. I use the minimap to I quickly glance at it if anything red appears around me. But most of the time I'm using it for what point is under attack. You know, because I need to get over there, and, like, if I'm playing Conquest, get over there and sort that point out, like. So it's like, but they're the only real problems I can see. I mean, Battlelog seems to have a couple of little stupid issues as well. Like, it tells you people are going offline, people are going online when they're not. And I know for a fact they're not going on and offline. And it's like, it tells you when anything goes on. Go on, what was you saying?
On that note, since we've been recording, you've gone on and offline about 8 times. But the thing is, I know you haven't because, well, we're recording, so.
Yeah, it's just stupid. And I mean, Battlelog's just been open solidly. It's like, here we go, Lord Kirios gone offline. So it's like, what the hell is this? It's just, I mean, you may have, but it's like, it's constantly telling you all the time. And it's like, I don't really care. You know, I don't care if you go offline and come online. What's that mean to me? You know, I've got a friends list I could look at, and it's like, It does also have voice chat in it, which does work, surprisingly. It's obviously shit quality, but for free, yeah, it's not too bad. But on the whole, Battlelog's very good. I mean, it's something, you know, it's something Battlefield needed, because Bad Company 2, you spend a lot of time looking at all the dodgy stats sites, you know, fans had put up, not actually official sites.
And the browser for Bad Company 2 was not great, to be honest.
Oh, the browser for this for servers is instant. It just shows you the server list straight away. It's fantastic. Like. But let's have another drink of water because my throat's falling apart. Please.
It's the excitement, and it's also, if you obviously you've been looking at the channel you lot out there, because otherwise you won't be watching this. But you will know that there is a huge amount of Battlefield 3 content, all of which is got Stylosa talking over the top of it. So. Given that he's
my voice does fall apart, yeah.
I mean, playing for 7 hours 41 minutes, probably a good half of that's gone towards recording it, which takes its toll, doesn't it, son? When you're talking for that long.
It does. It's like, but you know, you got to do it, son. You got to do it. It's your passion, son. You've got to do it. But let's talk about the game modes now. Conquest was the first game mode I went in to play. Obviously, Conquest, typical Battlefield. That's what Battlefield is. Conquest, capturing the points. I've played every map apart from Karg Island, and I'm going to safely say the worst map in the game is Seine Crossing. That is bad. Now, it's not bad in the sense that it looks crap, because it looks quite good because it's downtown Paris, like. But it's one of them maps where you get killed and you have no idea where you've been killed from. There's so many like obstacles and so many buildings and just so many places people can be in such a confined area. It's like you just get killed over and over again, and it's like you're in a position you can only physically check like maybe 3 positions, but in that position there's 5 positions you could maybe get shot from, and it's like 1, 2, 3, and you're getting killed. It's like it got very irritating, that map did, and I thought because my first impressions were this could be quite good, but I don't know. However, on the flip side of the coin, the best map I've been playing is Grand Bazaar. That is absolutely pure, that map is. It's like, it's got close combat, it's got open space, it's just crazy. And it looks really good as well, because it's raining all the time on Grand Bazaar. And there's the effect on the water looks really good, like the pixel shaded water looks dead good. Like, it looks really good. It's like, what the hell? And it's like a corridor, which is like down the back of like the bazaar. And people always fire the missiles down there, and it sounds dead good. It's like, as it flies down there, it's like, what the hell? And you see all the lights. It just looks absolutely mental. It's like, what the hell? But talking about missiles, I think engineers are kind of a little bit like not too good, but they're kind of the conquest class. Obviously, assault with a med pack and the revive, that they help a shitload, and they can bring you back and give you the health. With assault players, like, I mean, I've seen Toy Town achieve quite high scores through playing assault. Just as I always play engineer on conquest, and I'm always up the top as well. And it's like, you can really smash the vehicles. It's like tanks take a lot of punishment before they collapse, but you tend to get a lot of points off disabling vehicles. Like, you get 100 points for that, and every time you do it, it's kind of easy to do it. Like, aim at the bloody tracks or whatever, disable the vehicle. Especially light vehicles, really easy to do that. But it seems to me like the engineer doesn't really have much of a downside, because the rocket launcher obviously works on infantry as well. So if you're shooting at somebody and they're hiding in like a crevice where they can't get out, and they're like ducking and diving, you just fire a missile into them. Like, you fire in, you go 3 missiles, and it's like blows them to shit. It's like, oh, there you go, another kill for me. So it does seem a little bit like. Also, you can have mines and the rocket launcher, which is like, at first I was like, this is going to be crazy. So I'm chucking my mines down. Like, I was on Tehran, and I'm chucking the mines down because it's like a load of tanks coming down there. I think it's Tehran Highway in Iran it is. And I'm sitting there with my rocket launcher hiding in a bush, and there's an Abrams tank coming. I'm like, oh, he's going to get smashed it. But like, there's 3 mines. There were 2 mines. They're surely going to kill him. He drives over the mine, and he drives over the second mine, and he carries on driving. And I'm like, oh, hang on a minute. Because in bad company, 1 mine would blow a tank up. And I'm like, what's going on here? So then I fire my missile at him, trying to like kill him, and he just drives off. But, I think I got the disabled thing for it. But it's like, so not as good as I thought they were. Another crazy thing you get with the engineer is the bomb disposal robot. Like, you can chuck it down and drive the robot around. It's crazy. It repairs the tanks, and it can disarm and arm the MCOM stations from Rush.
hang on. Repairs the tanks?
Yeah, you can like put it on the tanks.
I'm fairly sure they're not designed to do that,
It's got a thing on it. It's got a
angle grind.
Like a blowtorch. But that's not the worst, bro. I think it's a recon that get it. It's like a helicopter. Like a spotting drone, and they can like kill you with it, fly into your chest with it. It's like, it makes a right horrible sound. It's like bing, and it spots you. It must obviously spot you. I don't know what else it does, because I haven't used one, because I don't play the recon. And it's like flying around. And it's going bing. It's like a big wasp. It's like, what the hell? You try and shoot it, but it's dead fast. It's dead auto it. Crazed.
And it flies into your chest and you're dead.
Well, he tried. It hasn't killed me yet. He tried to. I was playing Team Deathmatch on Caspian Border, and I heard it getting louder and louder on my headset, and I was like, "What the hell?" I turned around, and it was like, "Whoa, fucking hell!" This like thing was coming at me, and I was like, "Oh!" Trying to shoot. I never killed it though. It flew off. I was like, "Pissing out." He was crazed. But going on about Team Deathmatch, I have played quite a bit of Team Deathmatch, and it's quite good, right? I never really played it in bad company. You know what? I don't think I ever played it in bad company. I think I maybe played once or twice, and that was it. But in Battlefield, I've already played quite a few games of Team Deathmatch, and it's quite good. I mean, in a video I put up on the channel, on the Operation Metro one, I was like, dare I say it's kind of like Modern Warfare. Because I think it sort of is like, you're just a lone gunner. It doesn't really matter. You don't shoot your own teammates, obviously, but you're just a lone gunner. As far as I could tell, you couldn't spawn on your squad either. You just spawned and you just run around shooting. It's good for accuracy training. And the rounds generally last about 10 minutes, which is like, that's pretty good. If you want to just have a quick blast before dinner or whatever. But it's faster for unlocking your weapons. You don't necessarily get the rank ups as quick. Because at the end of like a conquest game, you could come out with like maybe 5,000 points, but that you'd have to be like top 1 or 2 for that type of score. But in a team deathmatch game, you'd be lucky if you come out with 1,000 after it finished.
So it's almost like a quick blast way of playing it.
Yeah, but you just kill the enemy. Yeah, it's just like Modern Warfare. You just go in, like Call of Duty. You just go in and kill people. That's all you do. There's no points or anything to capture. But the way you unlock stuff in Battlefield 3 is you unlock it through using the weapon. So the more kills you get with a certain gun, the more bits you start unlocking. And there's loads and loads and loads of unlocks. Some of it's just totally stupid. Like I've got a night vision scope. So what do I need that for? In case I'm suddenly in a cave or something. It's like, what? Okay, I don't think so.
And I take it I'm guessing you unlock weapons as you rank up, as it were. Similar to...
No. Well, you will, obviously, yeah, because you're using the weapons to rank up, ain't you?
Yeah.
But you only unlock the... Oh, no, maybe you do unlock the weapons as you level up. Yeah, I think you do. So when you do level up, you do get like a new... assault rifle or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that you only get you only get the upgrades for the weapons when you actually use the weapons. But you also get other stuff like camouflage and things like that. Like you can change the way your guy looks, so everybody look the same in Bad Company. But in this, you can have I've already unlocked about 3 or 4 different types of camouflage. Some of it's totally ridiculous. Like you can have desert camouflage on in the snow. It's like, it's like it doesn't really matter, but it's just stupid. It's like, what the hell. I played some Rush on Tehran Highway, and that was crazed because that was like parts of the map that were not even in the game on Conquest. Like you were in the desert, you're on the outskirts to begin with, and then you're getting closer into the city, and it's like, what the hell? It was crazy. That was. It was quite good. It's the best Rush map I've played. It's pretty mad. What I'm looking forward to is getting a lot of people on from Unit Lost, like having a massive attack a server.
Yeah.
Just a load of people join from Unit Lost or whatever. Or who knows, actually, maybe... Go on.
There is a way to join as a group, isn't there? You can actually invite people into a party or a squad.
Yeah, but that's got a problem as well, because that, the last time I tried it, what it would do is, it would put you in a... It wouldn't join, basically, until there were that many spots free, and it was a bit shit.
Right.
So you're better off just joining on your own and everybody following one person, like who can get in. It would be better, I think, if we had our own server, but again, it's too expensive, so it's not really something we can do. But having only played the game for 7 odd hours, well, nearly 8 hours, I am very impressed with it. I think very solid, like very, very good. Probably the best multiplayer shooter I've played, or probably will be. Probably the one I put the most time into. Obviously the destruction and whatever at times can look a bit cheap because you can sort of see the bits of the building that fall out look like the bits that will always fall out, and they also look really low resolution when they drop out. So it's like, but if there's a load of particle effects going on, sometimes it can look really good. I've had times where tanks have been blown up around me, and it's like you don't even know what's going on. Like you get suppressed, your screen's gone all dizzy. It's like, what the hell? Because obviously the sound effects are just totally ridiculous. Yeah. I'll give you an example of the sound effects before I start blabbing about Battlefield 3. There's a bit on Damavan Peak, which is like a tunnel through a mountain. There's like cargo containers inside the tunnel. Obviously, when you're outside the tunnel, your weapons sound different to when you're inside the tunnel because they've got an echo. But when you're in the cargo containers, I was prone in a cargo container firing like 1-shot bursts off, 1 or 2 shot bursts off. You can hear the shell casing of the gun come out and it hits the floor, but it hits like a metallic surface. It doesn't hit the dirt. And I was like, good lord. So then I come out the container, fired a few, and it made a different sound because it was in the dirt. I was like, this is pure. And I was back in the container, firing it again, and it's like, you can hear the echo because you think it's dead good. It's like, they put a lot of work into it, it's really crazy. In fact, I want to go and play it now. I don't want to carry on with Gaming Weekly News.
Well, to be honest, those are the major things, aren't they? There's BlizzCon and all the horrid associated with that, but also the pure and Battlefield 3. I'm absolutely gagging to play it. I'm going to be, as soon as we start this, in fact, I'm going to download it because I need to have a blast. But I think that's the game I've been looking forward to the most, actually, Battlefield 3 recently. So,
well, we've got quite a couple of games coming out. We've got Stronghold 3, which we'll take a look at sometime during the week, and we've got obviously Skyrim will be coming out. But I think what will probably happen to me is I'll just be playing Battlefield and then play Skyrim, and then play Battlefield and then play Skyrim, and I'll just be like, kip it for a month or something. Mental. But I am enjoying Battlefield, and it is like, out of all the maps at the moment, Grand Bazaar, Tehran Highway, or Tehran, it's in Iran. They are probably the better maps. Damavand Peak's quite good as well. Operation Firestorm's quite good. Canals is quite good. So quite a lot of them are quite good. But the worst one, I think, is Sane Crossing, which is a bit shit. So I advise you not to play on that map. Unless you, for some reason, or for some crazed, I don't know what I'm even talking about, it suddenly gains worth, which I don't know. I don't think it will, bloke. But then you never know. Good lord. Just get us out of here, blokes. I'm dribbling.
The excitement's got too much. Well, there you go. That's the big part of the news, because there was other news, but it wasn't really news. It was all, oh yeah, we've got a new MMO that's the same as every other MMO, and there was a Skyrim trailer. There was that was live action and pointless. And,
waste of time.
Made me want to read Game of Thrones again. Winter is coming, and that's pretty much it. It's all about the Battlefield, and it's all about StarCraft 2 this week.
And it was League of Legends' birthday, and there's a picture of the fiddler who looks even more like a fiddler.
He looks properly pervy, doesn't he? What the
properly fiddled on that? Good lord.
Oh.
So that's basically it, people. We've been Kiriath and Stylos from unitlost.com. Make sure you check out the channel, because you obviously are, because you listen to this on the channel. Well, you might be listening to this on the blog. Subscribe to the channel. Sign up to the forum. And win big. Oh, and join the Unit Lost platoon. Every week there's like something extra I've got to add to this. It's like, oh my god.
It's going to get to the point where the outro is going to take longer than the gaming news itself, isn't it?
Well, so we hope you've enjoyed the gaming news today, chaps and chapettes, and we'll catch you next time. Toodaloo.